New tonight, 11 years ago today, federal agents raided the Knoxville headquarters of a homegrown corporation and among the top 5 largest privately owned companies in the country. The FBI raid centered on a fuel rebate scheme. For the founder of Pilot Corporation, it was a dark day and a blow to a reputation of a business culture founded on the principle of doing the right thing. More than a dozen people faced charges in the case. Penalties amounted to more than $100 million in restitution, civil settlements, and fines. Tonight, 10 News anchor Robin Wilhoit sits down one-on-one with Pilot founder Jim Haslam. They cover a range of topics from business success to philanthropy and the legacy of the family-owned company he started in the late 1950s. But first, the 93-year-old patriarch of the Haslam family explains the impact the FBI raid had on him personally.
And I do need to ask this. Of course, the FBI raid and the investigation, you were not in leadership at that time, but how did that impact you both professionally and personally?
It almost killed me. It was a real shock to us, and shame on us. We didn't have the correct. We thought we had the correct controls in place, which we didn't. It was a very small part of our business, 2 or 3%. We changed it around. It could never happen again. The people who were involved in it were discharged from the company. Some of them were convicted. Some of them served jail time. We paid a tremendous fine to the government. And I'll put it this way, we are a much better company for having gone through that.
Dancing number 1, 2. Wow!
You personally, your family personally, your company have been so incredibly generous to this community. And we were talking UT Hospital, United Way, and I could go on and on and on, and the interview would never end. Why has it been so important for you to give back, and your company to give back?
If you look at the Bible quote, it says, "To much is given, much is, and it's required." People say it's expected. Go look in the Bible, it's required. There's a lot of difference between expected and required. And we think that we're the stewards of this money God's given us. Through God's graces, we've been able to achieve all this. And we want to continue to do this, and we are going to continue to do this. Let me read you a little quote here. This is really good. And this is what we tell all our pilot people and anybody. I spoke to a young group at UT, the business school, the other day, and I used this. This is great. Philanthropy is an ancient Greek word that means loving humanity. It doesn't mean rich people writing checks. If you don't have money, you can give your time, energy, and ideas. You will certainly think much more of what you have on this earth if you give back. One time about, 10 years ago, and we had made a pretty substantial gift to UT that had been publicized. And it was Saturday morning in the spring, and I was down at Butler and Bailey. You know where Butler and Bailey is? And of course it's spring, and they're selling Girl Scout cookies. And this lady was there, and of course I bought some Girl Scout cookies. And she had a cute little girl with her daughter. I said, "Well, tell me about you." And she thanked me for doing this, knew who I was, and thanked me. And I said, "Well, tell me about yourself." She said, "Well, I'm a single mom, and so I have to work during the week. And on weekends, I do things like this. In the afternoon, I'm going to work at the ballpark." She's given more than we were. You know what I mean? She's taken the only free time she has to help do things for her kids.
Jim Haslam there. The Haslam family has donated hundreds of millions of dollars to causes close to their heart, including the University of Tennessee, as well as Lakeshore Park. And as Robin mentioned, you could go on and on and on. You can watch that entire interview with Jim Haslam right now at WBIR.com and on our YouTube channel. Just scan that QR code on the screen and it will take you directly to that influential player, not just locally, not just in this state, but across the country.